Good morning, students. Hope all of you are doing well. Today I am going to start the new chapter 4, light. So, student, we have learned in your previous class what is light. So, light is a form of energy that gives us sensation of vision or sight. And light always travels a straight line path and it does not change its path. So this property is called the rectilinear propagation of light. So let's see the students. In this chapter we will learn more about light. So student, you see, when we enter a dark room, so we cannot see anything even though we keep our eyes open. So why it is? Because without light the others we cannot see anything, and light is a form of energy that gives us sensation of sight, so that's why we can see all around us. So light itself is not visible, but in the presence of the light the other objects or other things are visible. But when we switch on a bulb, every object in the same room become visible. Why it is? Because of that presence of the light. Because the presence of the light, the other objects becomes visible. We are able to see objects around us because the light which falls on them bounces back to our eyes after striking their surfaces. So why it is visible? Because when the light falls on that object, that ray actually, because we know that according to the rectilinear propagation of light, a light always travels in a straight line path and does not change its states, and when it falls on the object, so that bounces back to our eyes. So that's why and after striking their surfaces, so that's why we can that things will be visible in the presence of the light. We call this phenomena reflection of light. So what is the reflection of light? So that things we will learn now. So this enable us to see the all around us. So in the presence of the light, the other object becomes visible. Why it is? Because when the light falls on the object, that light is bounces back to our eyes after striking their surfaces. That bounces back of the light into the same medium in which it was incident after striking a surface. So it is a reflection. This phenomena is called actually the reflection of light. So think about this. When we throw a ball straight at a wall, so what happens to the wall? So we see that ball actually the bounces straight back to you. Now throw it at a different angle. Okay, so when you throw the ball straight at a wall, so that ball bounces back to you. So now you can throw at a different angle. So what you will see? So you can see that the ball bounces back at a different angle. So in the same way, if you think about this, when the light falls on an object or any object, at a part of it bounces back. When these rays reach your eyes, the message is sent to the brain and you see the object. Okay, because the light makes a sensation to our eyes and the message is sent to our brain, and we can see the object. The part of light that is not reflected, so one of the part of the light is bounces back to you, and the other part of the light is not reflected, is either absorbed in the case of a opaque object. And so what is opaque object, transparent object, translucent object? Those things already you learned in your previous class. So the part of light that is not reflected is either absorbed in the case of a opaque objects or passed through in the case of transparent object. Okay, so that things actually most important to know. So what is the definition of a reflection? So reflection can be defined as the phenomena of change in the direction of the light after striking a surface or medium through which it cannot pass. So This is called actually the reflection. Okay, so now you have to know, sir, which surface is good for reflection. So different objects have surfaces of different natures. Some may be very smooth, some may be fairly smooth, and some rough, or some may be too rough. So depending upon the nature of the surface, reflection can be regular or diffused. So because that all objects are surfaces are not same, so their different objects have different surfaces of nature. So some maybe is very smooth, very some are fairly smooth, some rough, and some are very rough, too rough. So depending upon the nature of the surfaces, reflection can be regular or diffused. So what is the definition of a regular reflection? So when a parallel beam of light strikes a smooth and polished surface, all the light rays are reflected as a parallel beam of light in a definite direction. This is called regular reflection. Regular reflection results in the formation of clear images. More regular the reflection, clearer is the image. And mirrors, steel, water surfaces, oil surfaces, and highly polished surfaces cause regular reflection. If a beam of light is incident on a highly polished surface, such as a mirror, its regular reflection may cause a glare on the surface. So that regular reflection is possible on a smooth or polished surfaces. And because why it is a regular reflection? Because when a parallel beam of light strikes on a smooth or polished surfaces, all the light rays are reflected as a parallel beam of light in a definite direction. So you see this picture, how that parallel light strike in a smooth surfaces. This is a smooth surface, and when after falling it, when it is reflected as a parallel beam of light in a definite direction. So see how they are goes in a definite direction. So that's why it is a regular reflection, and regular reflection result in the formation of clear images. So if any light is falls on a regular smooth surfaces, so that is if there is regular reflection occurs, so in regular reflection that formation of the image will be clear. Okay, so now and the other types of reflection is the diffuse reflection. So what is diffuse reflection? So let's see. And one thing you see this in that the regular reflection result in the formation of clear images. So see this mirror. So it is actually that the form of images is clear. So we can say that mirror is a mirror forms a regular reflection. Okay, so this is mirror. So you see this because it is a highly polished surface such as a mirror. So its regular reflection may cause a glare on the surface. So see how it is. So let's see that the another type of reflection is the irregular reflection. So that is the first one was regular reflection, and the other one is a diffuse reflection, or you can say it is a irregular reflection. So what is irregular reflection or diffuse reflection? So when a parallel beam of light strikes a rough surface, the rays of light are reflected in different directions, or the light rays get scattered. This type of reflection is called irregular or diffused reflection. Irregular reflection gives diffused or blurred images. So images formed by wavy water surfaces and old chipped off mirrors are blurred or hazy. Remember that all objects, whether they have rough or smooth surfaces, are visible due to diffuse reflection of light from their surfaces. So you see here how that the parallel beam of light falls on a regular rough surfaces, and how that after reflection that the reflected ray of light are scattered and they are goes through the different directions. So you see that picture of that irregular or diffuse reflection. So the reflection are two types. One is the regular reflection and another one is the irregular reflection or diffuse reflection. Let's see terms related to reflection. Now let us understand some important terms related to the reflection of light. So the terms related to reflection, the first one is, you see, this normal. So what is normal, what is incident ray, what is angle of incident, what is the point of incident, what is angle of reflection, what is reflecting surface, and what is reflected ray. So those are the terms we used. All the terms are related to reflection, and those are very important to know, because in not only now, just in higher classes when you will go that there's also this information we have to know and you have to memorize. Okay, so one by one I am discussing that terms related to reflection. So for this you have to know that you know that when the light is falls on a surface, so that we need a reflecting surface. So reflecting surface, so here actually I am considering mirror is a very good reflecting surface. So because it is smooth and it is polished, so we are taking a mirror as a reflecting surface. So reflecting surface, so see, this is my reflecting surface. So I am giving the name, whatever is giving in your book, I am giving that name only. So PQ. So PQ is a reflecting surface. So when the ray of light is falling on a reflecting surface, so that is actually called the incident ray. So when that ray of light, so this is a ray of light is falling on a surface, that is actually called, that is a incident ray. So what is the definition of incident ray? So a ray of light falling on a reflecting surface is called incident ray. So after falling on that reflecting surface or striking the reflecting surface, it will be reflected back to the same surface, same medium. So because the light, whatever is comes from that medium, that medium, that light will be passed back to that medium, so that will be reflected ray. So this is the incident ray and this is the reflected ray. So here I am writing it is the incident ray, and it is a reflected ray. So it is a reflected ray. So incident ray, reflected ray. So what is the definition of a reflected ray? So the ray of light that bounces off the reflecting surface and returns to the same medium. So whatever medium the incident ray is coming, only that medium that returns back to the same medium as that of the incident ray, so is called the reflected ray. So what is the definition of a reflected ray? So the ray of light that bounces off the reflecting surface. So how that light is bounces off that reflecting surface. So this is a reflecting surface, this is a incident ray, and returns to the same medium. So same medium as that of the incident ray is called a reflected ray. So I am giving the name A, and that point that incident ray is falls on a reflecting surface, so that is I am giving the name is O. So this point is called that this is a point of incidence. Okay, so the point O is that giving the name O. So this point that incident ray falls on a reflecting surface, and from that point only that incident ray is reflected back to the same medium. So this is the reflected ray. So I am giving the name OB. So OB is a reflected ray, AO is a incident ray, and the point O is a point of incidence. So what is that? So this is a point of incidence. Okay, it's a point of incidence. So what is the definition of a point of incidence? The point on the reflecting surface where the incident ray strikes and bounces off is known as the point of incidence. So in this point, that incident ray strikes and the bounces off means that reflected ray. So reflected ray bounces from the point O. So that's why this point is called the point of incidence. Okay. So next is the normal. So if you draw a normal here, so draw. I'm giving the dotted line here. So the name is NO. So what is normal? So it is actually the imaginary ray, so line, because that's why I'm giving in dotted line. So it is actually imaginary line. So if you draw that imaginary line, draw perpendicular to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence. So how it is on the reflecting surface and at the point of incidence. So at the point of incidence, if you draw one imaginary line drawn perpendicular to the reflecting surface, is called the normal. Okay, so this is actually our normal. Okay, so next things is that what is angle of incidence and what is angle of reflection. So angle of incidence, the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence. So this angle is called angle of incidence. So I am giving the name I. So angle of incidence, what is the definition? Is it the angle between the incident ray? So this is our incident ray and this is the normal. So what is the angle in between incident ray and the normal? So that is actually the angle of incidence, and it is denoted by the letter small I. Same way, if I ask you what is that angle of reflection, so what is the definition? The angle between the reflected ray and the normal is called the angle of reflection, and it is also denoted by the letter small r. So this angle is angle of reflection. So angle of incident and angle of reflection. So angle of incident, the angle between the incident ray and the normal, and it is also denoted by the small letter I. And the angle of reflection is the that angle between the reflected ray and the normal is called the angle of reflection, and it is also denoted by the letter small r. Okay, so now you check one thing, how many terms we used in this picture. So first of all, that incident ray, reflected ray. So at first actually the reflecting surface. So reflecting surface, the any surface which can send back the rays of light falling on it into the same medium. So we have to choose only that as a reflecting surface that actually back the rays of light falling on it into the same medium, send back the rays of light. So that is actually called a reflecting surface. So reflecting surface, incident ray, reflected ray, normal, point of incidence, angle of incident, and angle of reflection. Okay, so these are the terms which are related to reflection, and we have to know this one. And one thing I want to tell you, students, you please practice this picture. And one thing, as I told you in the previous class also, that when you draw the light diagram, so that time you have to draw that arrow sign, because without arrow, if you draw this only the line, so it doesn't mean anything, because which way the light is falls, which way it is bounces back, so that's we cannot understand anything. So for this, if you draw the arrow sign, then we can understand, okay, so this way the light is falling and this way is reflected back. Okay, so for this actually that arrow sign is very very important. Okay, and you have to memorize that all the terms are related to reflection and what is the definition. So those things you have to learn, and you please keep in your mind. So these are very important. Okay, so next part of this chapter is that laws of reflection. So these things is very very important. Not only now, this formula or this laws is in when you will go in higher classes, everywhere we for light, to solve the light problem or anything, we can use this formula and solve it. Okay, so what is that formula or laws of the reflection? What is the laws of the reflection? So reflection is governed by the following two laws, basic laws. The first of all is that incident ray, reflected ray, and angle of incidence is always so okay, so the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane, or the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So for an incident ray and its corresponding reflected ray, and the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection, means what is it? Means angle I equals to angle R, because you see here that angle of incidence is denoted by the small letter I, and angle of reflection is denoted by the small letter I. So according to the law of reflection, angle I, because the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, so angle I equals to angle R. So this is our first law. And second law is that incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal and the point of incidence all lie in a same plane. So if you check one thing, that incident ray, reflected ray, normal, and the point of incidence, or see, all are in the same plane they are lying. Okay, so this is the second formula. So these two laws are very important. So reflection is governed by the following two basic laws. These two laws are very, very, very important. So first of all is that for an incident ray and its corresponding reflected ray, the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So means angle I equals to angle R, and the incident ray, reflected ray, normal, and at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So this two formula is very, very important. Okay, so students, hope you understand how to what is the terms are related to reflection, what is the laws of reflection, and the types of reflection, means that regular reflection, irregular or diffuse reflection, what kind of images are formed on the regular images, or irregular images, irregular reflection. So those things is very, very important. So I am telling you one thing, this picture, this one, and this one, these three picture is very, very important. You please practice it and draw in your copy, and please you write down the two laws of reflection also. And when you draw it, you give the names, give the arrow sign, and all that terms you write down with definition. Okay, so this part is very, very important. You please do in your classwork copy. This is your homework only. Okay, so you write two laws of reflection in your copy, the terms related to reflection, this one, and these two diagram, this one and this one. Okay, so please you do, and in my next video I will start from mirror. Okay, so I will start from here in my next video. So thank you students, hope you understand. Bye, take care, have a good day, bye bye.